The Burden of Glory, a devotional for the season of Lent, produced by Northside Church. Thursday, March 26th. Our scripture passage today comes from 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 23.
Whenever the Spirit from God came on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him.
To tell the truth, I'm not completely sure what's going on in this story. Here's what I do know. Saul is conflicted, confused, and unwell. He's the first king of Israel, but all of that power and praise has gone to his head in a way that has made him unfaithful to the one who made him king, and now the Spirit of God has left him entirely. This is a form of spiritual sickness that has led to the physical element of being mentally ill. This, I believe, is what the scripture is telling us when it says that evil, or
a harmful spirit from the Lord, tormented him.
Saul has moved so far from the will of God that God has abandoned him to his own devices, and it's driving him insane. Whatever the case may be, Saul is sick. Those attending him suggest a prescription. Maybe some music will make you feel better. Let's find someone who can play the lyre, which is the scriptural equivalent to the guitar, and it'll soothe your soul and drive away this harmful spirit that is disturbing you. Saul agrees and commands his servants to go and find the closest thing to George Harrison or David Gilmour as they can. But it just so happens that one of his attendants knows this young and upcoming independent artist named David. He's a shepherd, and he spends his downtime writing and playing songs for the Lord. Sure enough, when David came to visit the king and played for him, the insanity would dial down, and Saul would feel better. I have no trouble believing this. Imagine being the first to hear an early cut of Psalm 23 or Psalm 46. That would calm any anxiety or trouble I had, too. What makes this scene interesting, however, is that just before Saul calls on the young musician, God had handpicked David to replace Saul, and Samuel had anointed him as the king of Israel. This means David and Saul were rivals, and soon they would be enemies, with Saul hunting David all over the place in order to kill him. And yet, David still comes to visit Saul in his sickness in order to play for him and soothe his troubled mind and soul. Jesus calls us to look after and visit those who are sick, but he doesn't qualify it or place conditions on his command. He doesn't list any exceptions. All that Jesus wants to know is if we visited and care for the one who is sick, regardless of who they may be. Are there sick folks that we have avoided looking after or visiting?